Lisa, very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you,
It was
Daniel.
a very nice coincidence running into you, as we are about to found a workers' council for Würth in Germany. I had a very economic approach of monitoring the process, and now a very new and fantastic idea has come up.
So we just randomly met, and what a beautiful coincidence that can happen. Yes. And as I shared with you, my approach is about inclusion and helping organizations achieve their best. Absolutely. And the way that you achieve the best potential of the organization is that all are engaged and contribute their fullest potential, their full talent, that improves innovation, decision-making, and ultimately profitability of the company.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But as you mentioned, well, because I'm an economist, my approach is very about profits, but your approach goes deeper or has a different angle.
Yeah, it's a slightly different angle because it's based in behavioral economics. And as you know from the work around Cass and Sunstein did on nudging, my partner Tina Nielsen, who's based in Denmark, and I'm based in Germany, we founded 5 years ago a nonprofit called Inclusion Nudges. And about 5 years ago, we looked and we searched around for how was behavioral economics being applied to change inside organizations to bring that optimal culture.
Which is exactly what we need and what we want. You know?
So we both want the same thing.
Absolutely.
And we have slightly different orientations on how to do it, don't we? So tell me how your first approach would be to make change happen.
Well, the first approach was, to get all the people who are still hesitating to monitor the process by asking for people to join us for the bachelor or even master thesis, to monitor over the long run if there's a change in profits.
Yeah.
And well, we believe that the change will be a positive one. So that's my approach, but of course it's.
And what did I tell you?
Yeah,
I told you.
Limited in my perspective, like what
I don't think so. I don't think you're limited. But as we talked earlier, the data is not sufficient to make change happen. So in my field, where I'm doing a lot of work with multinationals, with the United Nations, with nonprofit organizations around the world, most are focused on increasing women in senior leadership. We generally try and have them expand their view to say inclusion of all, okay? Whatever that difference may be. And ultimately that's best for the organization. So, the way we go about that is, yes, we recognize there needs to be a data case, because that helps, and sometimes what is oftentimes called system 2, our frontal cortex, that part of the brain that we like to think is the rational brain, is calling for the data.
Okay.
Yes, that's what you're appealing to, isn't it?
Yeah. It is, absolutely, yes.
But guess what? That's where change doesn't happen. Change happens in what Daniel Kahneman calls the system 1. System 2, system 1, or something that's fast and slow. System 2 is that slow brain that's calling for the data. But that's only about 10% of our thinking. 90% of our thinking is system 1, the fast brain, automatic, unreflected. And shortcuts happen because we're processing so much information. 90% of all of our thought processes are grounded there. So as long as you're appealing to that slow brain with data, you haven't addressed what is called the elephant. And so we need to see how we can steer the behaviors, the decision making, to actually be in greater alignment to our intended outcomes, which is to be more fair, more innovative, greater creativity, best use of all talents in the company, and profitability.
It is, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's a very wide range. We at the beginning, we very much focus only on legal aspects. If there's a termination of contract, then a workers' council must prove and check if certain legal requirements are met. That's the first step, one of the most important in my point of view. But what would you say, how do we tackle the fast brain? If we talk about the slow brain, the data, how do we tackle the
So compliance is an interesting piece, because compliance to the law is a must, right? That's the non-negotiable.
It is.
Okay.
Yes.
But internally, we don't like to be told what to do. We resist against that. So all of us, though, may say, I want to treat people fairly. Have I ever heard anyone raise their hand and say, I want to discriminate? Never. In my 20 years working in multinationals, not openly. No. It's the behaviors that start revealing those biased, unconscious thoughts. The behaviors show the unconscious, unreflected thoughts. So as long as you have laws that tell you what to do, you could be saying, I don't really like that, I don't really agree with that, and there's this resistance up against the law that happens. And what happens on the other side may not be the best behavior, may not be the best decision.
Absolutely. So we'll take this with us. You know, this is very important. You know,
so we have a lot of examples. So you know, you're probably like, oh.
Absolutely. No, this is just thought processing, which is about to begin. How to monitor our process of change. I will quickly tell my colleagues in German. Also es gibt eine Umfrage. Lisa Kepinski ist die Expertin. Wir, die Expertin, ja. Wie ihr seht, auch internationale Experten sind auf uns aufmerksam geworden. Es geht um Veränderungen, was die Veränderung alles in uns bewirkt, wie die bewerkstelligt wird. Sehr großes Interesse. Es gibt eine Umfrage, schreibt uns, wir geben euch die Kontaktdaten weiter. Ich werde die auch hier unten nochmal erwähnen. Und nee, ist wirklich sensationell, wie ihr seht. Es ist wirklich weltweit ein Interesse da, dass diese Veränderung kommt, für uns im Interesse nicht nur, dass gesetzliche Regeln eingehalten werden, sondern für uns alle, für Solidarität, für ein besseres Miteinander. Danke, Lisa.
Thank you very much, and I would just also invite everyone, the inclusionnudges.org is a non-profit that my partner Tina Nielsen, who's based in Denmark and I'm based in Germany, that we run, and it's an open source. We were committed to having open source free access for everyone of concrete examples of how you can nudge for inclusion.
I will go to my laptop and I will start reading.
Beautiful, great. You can download a free short version of the guidebook from the website, and then we are currently right now updating. The 3rd edition will be released in about June. It'll have over 100 examples. And the book is on sale on Amazon for anyone who needs it. But we look forward, it's a community-based. Excellent. It's a community-based that people share their examples. And we share to inspire each other around the world to help make change happen for greater inclusion. Thank you, Daniel. Welcome to the community of Inclusion Nudges.
What a wonderful coincidence for
It's beautiful. Thank you very much. No, we have a great partnership now.
Schönen Abend. Ciao.
Ciao.